Tough Yorkshire derby is on the cards for Hull City as we face off against Sheffield United away at Bramall Lane tomorrow evening. Yes, a Friday night kickoff for Hull City, 8 o'clock on Sky. And it's going to be a tough one yet again. And you thought Leeds was tough. This is going to be equally as tough, maybe, if not more, because we are away from home. But hey ho, saying that our away form seems to be better than our home form. So we can see what happens at Bramall Lane tomorrow night. But in this video, I'll be going through all you need to know ahead of this game, injury updates, what I predicted the lineup may look like, my score prediction, and everything else surrounding this game, because Hull City need to pick up a result as we have slumped back down into the relegation zone following Portsmouth's win last night against Stoke. So, injury update. Now, injury-wise, there's only a few injury updates to bring you. Of course, Abu Kamara was not a part of the squad to face off in that loss against QPR, and it seems like he will be back. Apparently, the injury absence was only a little thing that he picked up in training. Wasn't anything too major, but they're just using it as a precautionary matter to not play him against QPR on Tuesday night. Apparently, he is going to be in contention for this game. It's going to be one of them ones where they sort of see on the day how he is and then evaluate it from there. I presume that he'll be part of the squad in some capacity, but I doubt that he'll start this one. I'll go through that in a minute when I go on to my predicted lineup. As well, Louis Coyle, we know he's had his leg gashed open in the in the away win at the weekend, so it's highly doubtful that he will be part of this game due to probably recovering from that and the skin probably not as fully healed, but I presume that he'll be fit and ready to go for the next game, which I think is Stoke at home on the 1st of Feb, so I believe that he'll be all good raring to go for that one, but other than that, no fresh injury updates that I'm aware of, so we'll wait and see on that front, but all things are looking a little bit better on the injury front, of course, with the new arrivals does bolster the squad as well. So, Hull City predicted starting 11. Now, this is what I think the Tigers will play with tomorrow. Of course, this is sponsored by our friends over at Fanhub. Go and check Fanhub out in the description. So this is what I think Ruben Sayers will play on tomorrow night's away fixture at Bramall Lane against Sheffield United. So, of course, Panda's going to be in net with the news of Carl Rushworth leaving Hull City and getting recalled by Brighton. So, Panda in net. A back four, unchanged, I think, with Cody Drammer at right back, Alfie Jones and Finley Burns as a centre-back partnership, and then at the left back, still Sean McLaughlin. Ahead of that, it's the midfield trio that everybody wants to see, everybody loves. Of course, Stephen Alzate, Regan Slater, and Gustavo Puerta. Ahead of that, an unchanged front three, being João Pedro up top, Joe Geldhart out on the wide, along with Harry Vaughan. So that's the Hull City predicted starting lineup that I think will go into tomorrow's game against Sheffield United away at Bramall Lane. Decent lineup. Hopefully we do get another stellar game from Harry Vaughan. I think that first half was something that really turned a few more heads towards the direction of Harry Vaughan. So hopefully that he does have another good start, and then you can bring on a Kamara later on in the game to replace him, and then shove Joe Geldhart over onto the left hand side. It's almost perfect, isn't it? Give me the managerial job. No, don't. I'll mess it up. So other news, of course, talked about then, Carl Rushworth has departed Hull City and been recalled by Brighton. This breaking news yesterday. Had a little video come out last night, pretty much at the same time as my regular news video last night, because all things sort of seem to break at the wrong time. So that's besides the by. Ryan Longman's days as a Hull City player are numbered, as he's reportedly going to be taking his medical today at Wrexham ahead of that move that I announced in yesterday's video, where he's been where the deal got hijacked from him to go into Oxford to now him going to Wrexham for £500,000. So he's got his medical today, and we will just be awaiting the announcement further on from today. So Ryan Longman, no longer a Hull City player pretty much, unless something goes drastically wrong in these closing stages. But no other real news to report on as I'm recording this. So, back into the game. Last meetings between both sides. don't look too good in the Hull City aspects of things. Of course, losing 2-0 at home earlier on in the season during that poor run of form. Well, I mean, every game was a poor run of form for Tim Volta, but this one especially, where we just looked absolutely shocking at home. And then, of course, last season, our trip to Bramall Lane ended in a 1-0 victory for Sheffield United. I believe that was the game that Tete got sent off. If I'm thinking of correctly, I think Benjamin Tete got sent off in that game, and then of course a 2-0 loss at the MKM Stadium. Or was it that game that Tete got sent off? I think it was away at Bramall Lane. I believe so. So form-wise doesn't look too good for us either. Of course, one win in our last 5. Of course, one of them being an FA Cup game. So. Yeah, but Sheffield United, of course, they are looking good because they are currently second in the table. 3 wins, 2 losses, of course, that one loss. One of them losses, that Cardiff one in the FA Cup. So, really, 3 wins and 1 loss in the last 4. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. We all knew this. Is it going to be as tough as the Leeds game? I mean, Leeds are currently top of the table. So, you don't really know. Yeah, it is going to be tough, though, isn't it? It's going to be tough. So, table-wise, I mean, I've just been talking about it, table-wise. 20 places to separate both sides. I mean, you just look at that win differential. We've got 6 wins. They've got 18. Yeah, they've 40 goals. We've only got 27. They've only let in 18. We've let in 38. So, yeah, it's quite a tale of 2 different halves on different sides of Yorkshire. So, shared shirts. I thought I'd break out this old classic with Harry Maguire. Of course, Maguire playing against Hull City at Wembley for a Sheffield United player in that FA Cup semi-final. Of course, Hull City did pick up the victory over Maguire and over Sheffield United in that game. And then, obviously, he later became a Hull City player. Had the captain's armband for a stretch of time. Went out on loan, became the first ever player to be relegated twice in one season, and then moved on to Leicester, and then of course made that record-breaking move to Manchester United, and kind of all the rest is history, so to speak. So shared shirt there. Player to watch out for. I believe this is the player I went for last time, but he's not changed, has he? Gustavo Hammer. He's been on fire this season. 6 goals, 5 assists for Sheffield United. He's their leading goal scorer and leading assist maker in 27 championship matches. And I believe he's one of their most consistent, if not the most consistent player week in, week out for them. Of course, we do have our own Gustavo, which can probably thwart the levels of Hammer. So hopefully he does, but certainly a player to watch out for in some aspect tomorrow evening. Of course, being at Bramall Lane, you'd expect him to be on full form. So, score prediction. Once again, deluded optimism runs wild here as we're going to go for a 2-2 draw. I don't think this is fully out of the realms of possibility. Sheffield United are without a few players, and Hull City have got a few more players in their ranks. Of course, Sheffield United do have the helps of Ben Brereton Diaz, their latest signing. But I think that Hull City, of course, the away form will help us, as we can't get a win at home, but we can get a draw away from home with a 2-2-1. I do think the goals for the Tigers will come through. Joe Gildhart grabbing his second Hull City goal, and then Harry Vaughan grabbing what I believe will be his first senior goal for the Tigers, as everybody is going to be going Vaughany. Lovely stuff. Yep, that's that photo of Adrian Ojali, and that means I'll ask you to let me know down in the comments what your prediction is ahead of this game. Who do you think will win? What do you think the scoreline will be? And who do you think will score, hopefully, for the Tigers? And also go and check me out over on Twitter or X, whatever it's called nowadays, and also over on TikTok to see even more Hull City content than you could ever dream of, because why would you not want that? And I will see you tomorrow for a live stream. I'll be live for this game tomorrow night, so stay tuned on the channel by liking and subscribing to know when I go live, and also keep up to date on all of the Hull City news and content that you so desperately need. So I will see you in the next video. Up the Tigers!